Hello, my lovelies. This is going to be our weekly shadow work. So let's see what we have going on from our hidden self, the parts of us that we don't acknowledge or that we wish to forget. Let's see what kind of conversations with our inner self we might need to work through, some triggers, some traumas, some things that maybe affect us in ways that we wish they didn't. So this deck is called Conversations with Your Inner Self. It's meant to do just that. So see how these things make you feel. If it triggers you, there's a reason for it. It's something that's not healed that you do want to work through. And if it doesn't, that means that that's something that's not for you. It's totally okay either way. All right, what do we need to know for our shadow self this week? Secrets. What is your biggest secret and why is this a secret? And how would you feel if others knew? So your biggest secret, how would you feel if others knew and why is it a secret? Guilt. Think about a time when you felt guilt. What was happening? Failed relationships. What is a common thread in your failed relationships? Are there common denominators? Are there things that you need to address? Fears. Do you have any unexplained fears or phobias? Could they be connected to your shadow self? I also feel like that could be past life stuff coming up. Hidden desires. What hidden desires do you have? And jealousy. Who are you jealous of? What desires lie behind your jealousy? How often do you feel jealousy? All right, so those are our triggers. The white deck is about integrating or finding the balance. So these could be some solutions to any of these. What do we need to know? Emotional release. What activities help you release pent up emotions? Child self. If you could speak to your child self, what would you tell them? Visualize. Can you visualize your shadow self? If so, what does it look like? And how would you befriend this aspect of yourself? Communication. How can understanding your shadow self improve your communication? Core values. What are your core values and why are these so important to you? And energized. When do you feel the most energized? For me, it's usually about 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, let's see. What do we need to know from our shadow side? What messages do we need? What is hidden from us that we need to acknowledge this week? Interesting. The Six of Cups. Something from the past. So it could be some nostalgia coming to the surface. It could be that you're reminiscing about things from the past. Make sure that you see the reality of it, especially if it's like a love relationship. Don't sugarcoat something that wasn't great. See it for what it truly is. If there's an ending there, why? Why did it end? Were there things from your side of this that needed to be addressed that weren't? Are there things from their side of this? Was it just not a good fit? Was it a learning experience? All of those things could be coming to the surface. And the Queen of Coins. I feel like you might need to be really careful with business decisions this week. She's usually seen as somebody who has worked very hard for everything that she has. She's very business focused, really driven, ambitious, but she's also practical. She's somebody who can be a mentor to others. She's somebody who can usually be like very spiritual as well. But in the shadow element, she's missing something. So make sure that you see things for what they are so that you don't get swindled in business and so that you're not taken for granted as well. We have the stars. So this would be that you've given up on something. In the shadow aspect, it's like reversals in tarot. So what is it that you've given up hope on? Is there something that you need to keep hope alive for? Is it a business deal? Is it love? Is it a wish fulfillment? What is it that you have tried to give up on? I feel like you will be surprised. And there could be some sort of passionate encounter or passion project that maybe is on the back burner or something that I feel like you need to pay attention to this week. So are you following your passions? Do you feel fulfilled? Or is this kind of like same old, different day, different shit sort of energy? You need to follow your passions. I also feel like there's been a lot of conflict and maybe some sort of argument or falling out somewhere that you need to either address this or if it can't be fixed, you need to finally realize that and finally let it go. We have the Emperor in reverse. So he can be quite arrogant in this energy. It can be somebody who's a little full of themselves, someone who's possessive or controlling, and that's not the greatest energy. We want the Emperor to be in his balanced masculine energy. Can also be wounded feminine energy coming to the surface. So what are some things that you need to focus on this week to work on healing? Let's find out how we find solutions. Well, part of that is we're going to let go of some heavy burdens. I feel like most of this has to do with the past and really letting go of those things. Maybe you need to finally see things for reality if you have been viewing it under rose-colored glasses. Remove those. What is the truth that you need to see in order to walk away once and for all? That's going to bring you the justice. You could also be getting justice in a legal sense. There might be some legal issues that are resolved through the courts in a positive way. Could be maybe you're severing ties with an old partnership, marriages, things like that, business deals, contracts going in your favor, and that we definitely have some decisions to weigh, but you're very frustrated that things have not panned out exactly according to plan. Don't give up if it's something really important to you, especially if you've invested a lot of time and energy. But if there's no hope for things to turn around, then you may have to sever ties and go in a new direction. I feel like financial security is something you're looking for. Improvements are coming. You may also have to cut out some things in order to follow your passions. And I also feel like you have cut some people off or soon will. Maybe you're blocking them or removing them somehow from your reality so that you can go in a new direction. You definitely are a little cutthroat in this energy. I feel like you've cut some people off, maybe you've blocked them, eliminated contact with them, and this is something that I feel like your intuition is telling you. Be cautious of who it is that you are very sharp-tongued with at this time. Somebody may be trying to help you, but they don't show a lot of emotions. They can be a little cold or abrasive, a little hard to deal with, so you might need some kid gloves with that or to be extra careful. I feel like arguments could also ensue. There's somebody who's very logical and somebody who's really trying to kind of maybe get one over on you, and that's not going to go well. We do have a new business opportunity coming in. Watch out who you get involved with in business. This is the time of year we see a lot of scams, especially for like tax returns and things like that. So be careful who you get involved with, especially new business dealings. If you're unsure, read the fine print, get a second opinion, have somebody else kind of look over it that you trust, because I do feel like there could be a lot of negative or shady business dealings going on right now. There is more money coming for you, so you don't have to always hoard resources. And some of these might be manifestations that are coming in, so don't lose hope that it's possible. You also might be standing out from the crowd right now and getting a lot of attention, whether it's positive or negative. It could be either one. But I feel like this Queen of Wands really uses all of that to her advantage. So it's like if my name is in their mouth, they're talking about me, I must be important somehow, right? She doesn't really pay it any mind. We are also working on some emotional fulfillment. Part of that is following your passions and really going after the things that you want out of life. You can't always just live in the shadows and be in this stuck mentality. At some point, you have to step out of that and really be who you truly are meant to be and go after what you want. That takes strength. I feel like it takes strength to overcome this challenging either partnership or business deal with this King of Swords, and you are strong enough to overcome this conflict or this issue that's going on, but you have to see things for what they are in order to make changes. I also feel like the arrow on here is what I'm being drawn to on the card. You're going to go in a new direction. So even if you have a setback, know that you're strong enough to overcome it. The setback is setting you up to go in this new direction. So don't lose hope that these things can change for the better. You do have a decision to weigh about what you do going forward, going in your next direction. So I feel like you have to really remove the blindfold. As I was saying, remove the rose-colored glasses in this situation. If things weren't great, then see it for what it is. No more playing things safe. I feel like you're going to have to actually step out of your comfort zone and be willing to try new things in order to get somewhere. And we have the Magician. So this tells us that we are the alchemist. We are the creator of our destiny. Your thoughts become things, so keep those things positive. If you feel like you're thinking negative, shift your way of thinking. See things differently, but face reality and face your fears so you can go in a new direction if what you're doing isn't working. Remember that you have the power within you to see things for what they are, to change anything that you don't like in your life and go in a new direction. You have the ability. And the word abracadabra, as I speak, I create. So speak it into existence. Create the life that you actually want to live. Follow your passions. You're going to find some emotional fulfillment. Know that there will be challenges along the way, but you are strong enough to overcome these things. So face your fears, step out of the shadow, and create the life you want. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you soon.